The Mobile County Public School System presents Homeroom with Nancy Pierce.
Hello and welcome to Homeroom. I'm Nancy Pierce, Public Relations Supervisor for the Mobile County Public School System. We have so much going on this summer, especially we're talking construction, new schools, new buildings. So let's find out what all is being done this summer with Tommy Sheffield. He is the Executive Manager of Facilities, and it's good to have you here.
It's always good to be here.
Thank you. You and your crew busy this summer.
Yes, the summer months is always very busy for the Facilities Division.
So let's talk first about Augusta Evans, because that is finished. The school is finished. Have you had have they given you the keys?
Changing the keys.
Changing the keys.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we're in the process of doing that as we speak.
Okay.
We started last week physically moving from the old site, the old Augusta Evans, into the new building. We started transporting the teachers' boxes and goods and all that stuff. We're in the process of turning the keys over to the principal and the staff.
Oh boy.
Yes, they're very excited. It's probably one of the best projects we've pushed out in a long time as far as the completion. Came right on target, right in time for us to tweak the building.
Right.
In order to make a simple, easy, non-stressful move.
How good.
Yes,
you like non-stressful.
Very good. The timing was perfect. So we're very excited to turn the keys over.
Let's talk about the difference between the old Augusta Evans and the new. How old was the old building?
It was a 40s facility. The original main building came out in the 40s. It had several wing additions that came on in the 80s, but it was not conducive for the program. For the original school was just a standard design for educational. And we made it a special school years ago, and it has just grown and grown, and the serving the needs. It's just an outdated building.
Right. So now they will have this brand new building. I've been in there. It's wonderful.
It is, each time we put out a new school, we kind of call it the flagship.
Right.
But this project was very special to our staff to be able to work with the local school staff, Sheila Martin's department, and the architect in order to design this school to actually fit the daily needs, just the daily process of this school. So it's very, very challenging project, but it was probably one of the most awesome we've ever put out.
And of course, Augusta Evans is for special needs children. They can stay there until they're 21, go to school there until they're 21. Will the new building allow us to enroll more students there?
Yes, it will, and that was one of the thoughts going into it. We have such a need throughout Mobile County to provide these services. Dr. Martin has a waiting list of these children. We just didn't have the physical square footage to accommodate them. So going from the old school that had an enrollment around 250, 280, the new school is around 500. So we've doubled the occupancy load so we can serve more children.
What else is in there that the other school did not have?
Well, it's built to serve their daily needs. The ADA, American Disabilities Act, is huge in this building. Every type of accommodation you can imagine, from the entrance to the exits to the actual walking surfaces throughout the school, the campus and everything. It's very neat. We have, Augusta Evans has two very large programs. The greenhouse, the horticulture program with all their plants, huge program for them. And then everybody knows about the bead program.
Oh, yeah. Mardi Gras beads,
yes,
donuts.
Those were two major focal points in the early design stage to be able to accommodate these programs. So we've built a bead room / warehouse processing.
Wow, that's great.
That at the old school was actually located in a portable. So these time accommodations, the greenhouses are fully ADA accessible exterior greenhouses.
That is going to be very exciting for the students. The students really learn a lot in both of those programs.
It's huge to that school. It's so awesome.
And everything is designed for children with disabilities.
Yes, all the way down to the playground, and we have to give credit to the Rotary who raised the money and donated their time and services and their funding to put in a true ADA accessible playground, which is the first in Mobile County that I'm aware of. The actual equipment, the playground equipment itself is accessible to wheelchairs,
Wow.
walkers, so that is just awesome.
It is,
The
it
padding,
is.
the flooring in this area is about a 4-inch foam rubber. It is just,
So if somebody falls,
yes,
they
it's
should be okay.
safe, yes.
yeah. And I think we also have to thank former school board commissioner Ken Meganson. This was really his baby.
Definitely, and you know, Mr. Magnuson is still engaged through Rotary, and they still have a lot of goals and plans. We just haven't rolled out yet
Wow.
due to funding. You know, I think the goal is to eventually put a track and host the Special Olympics there.
Great.
That is a goal for the district. It's just about the funding and how we get the funding to install an official rubber-coated track. So that is something the Rotary is thinking about. Ken Magnuson is kind of carrying that flag. So,
Right.
yes, a lot of credit to Mr. Magnuson.
So the kids will start there the very first day of school. It is ready to roll.
Ready to go. It is actually, I believe the principal is now located on the new site. We have, we have a summer program going at the old school just to be able to accommodate the programs that they've put out for years. Keep everything moving.
Right.
So we have located the principal to the new location and still running both schools as we make the transition.
How long did it take from day one to when it was finished, when you ended up getting the keys from the contractor?
The total process, the construction contract was about a 14-month construction. Of course, some of the weather delays and so forth, site restrictions, it took probably 16 months to construct. Probably a 2-year process from receiving the funding, the design input, concept, designing, engineering, and actually bidding the project to the move-in dates, a little less than 2 years.
Well, and this school is not the kind of school that you can, that everything can be like one of our other schools. You know, we'll do that.
Yes, it is not a cookie cutter.
Right,
We're
right.
so used to putting out these new buildings, you know, the standard design criteria that
And
we
tweaking
use.
a little.
This was a challenge because to accommodate the special needs, you have to do a little history, design history, a lot of studying of how to get around the certain features to make it accessible, easy flow, and meet all the building codes. That was the challenge.
So, but we are finished, and we've got to take a quick break, so you stay there, and we'll be right back with more from facilities, and we'll see you in just a minute.
I'm Ashley Rich, Mobile County District Attorney. The failure to obey school bus safety laws will cost you. It can cost you up to a $3,000 fine and the loss of your driving privileges.
But more than that, it could cost the life of a child. That's why the Mobile County Public School System is urging you to stop and obey all bus traffic laws. Hi, I'm Pat Mitchell, Director of Transportation for the Mobile County Public School System. We're asking you to obey all bus safety laws. It could save a life. Remember, stop ahead when you see red. Our future depends on it.
For me, it started back in 1942 when my family moved to Mobile, and I began my high school career at Murphy High School. Today, it's so important to be able to ingrain in yourself what are you going to do in future life, and you need to be prepared. And so subsequently, everything at Murphy was very important in my life, and so it was instrumental in preparing me for future life and future profession that I wanted to be in.
Sweetheart, can I give you a hand?
No thanks, Dad. I got it.
Okay. I'm gonna go fix the lamp in your room.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to Homeroom. I have a very special guest, Tommy Sheffield, who takes care of all of our wonderful buildings. He is so involved in the construction phases for the Mobile County Public School System. So welcome back. We just finished talking about Augusta Evans,
Yes.
which is right now boxes, school supplies, everything are being delivered there, and the children will be there the first day of school, so they'll have a new school. What else are we doing?
We're approximately, and I'm just going to guess, about
Okay.
a 60% at the new Casadeva Elementary. You know,
Aha.
we started this probably about 8 months ago up in the north end of the county.
Sure.
You know, the old Casadeva Elementaries. Been in a lot of needs for a long time. So we're about 60% of the construction process for that school.
Where is it? Is it close to where the old school was, or you didn't?
Yes, it's about a third of a mile
Okay.
before you actually get to the current school.
Oh,
So
okay.
when you go to the current school, you'll see the new school under construction right before you get there. Very nice school. Targeted to open this fall. It's probably around November. So we're anticipating a mid-year Christmas move during the Christmas holidays would be our goal right now.
As far as for the teachers, for the parents right now, what are the differences? What will it mean to them? What will it mean to the students?
Goodness, you know, it's for Casadeva, it's a very, very old community school. And when I say old, it's probably 30s and 40s construction.
Wow.
And it's actually grown in enrollment. It's a community that's finally starting to grow and take place because of all the development in the north end to the industries. So it's been time to rebuild that school, and we're done a design, somewhat of a cookie cutter of the Taylor White that we opened last summer. We opened the new Taylor White Elementary. Same school, same architect. It's TAG, the architectural group. Rod Cook is our contractor, general contractor on the site, so he's built the school twice already for us. So it's moving along well, and we look forward to opening a new school in the fall.
In the fall. Do you think they'll move in the fall, or maybe December, Christmas
Our
holidays?
goal is to wrap it up prior to the month of December.
Okay.
In order for us as the owner to take possession in the month of December. Give us about 30 days to move our books, supplies, and the furnitures and fixtures into the building. And hopefully when the kids return from their winter break, Christmas holidays, they'll move right into the new building.
That is so fun.
It's very, very exciting. You know, we go through about 24 months in this process of each new building. And it gets frustrated at sometimes going through designs and codes and reviews, and there's always going to be a little construction hiccup here or there. But when we always go out, it made it common practice that all of my staff goes to the new day, and it just really re-energizes us for what we're here for.
Exactly, exactly.
So that's a good day for us.
So that, okay, we'll have to wait a little while to actually have the kids start there. So what about Citronelle? What's the situation there?
Oh, goodness. Citronelle's been one of those jobs, like I said, it's been quite a challenge.
Right.
We have a $25 million construction budget to build a new Citronelle High School, which is in the north end of the county. The original building at Citronelle, I believe, is a 1922 facility. Very old campus, very traditional. We have part of our 2012 $100 million bond program. Citronelle is one of the designated projects. We started up there with a concept, working with the community and the local staff to try to build it on the existing location. That was our original goal and intent. After getting in there and doing a lot of the soil testings and borings, the soil was pretty unsuitable for new construction.
What makes soil unsuitable?
Well, you've got to realize what we have up there now are wood framed, some wood framed buildings, which are very light, single story structure. To build what we think Citronelle needs in order to accommodate them, in the site we have acreage wise, we have to build a 2-story building. So the 2-story with the vertical loads and structural weight is heavier than what we have. So the soil has to be able to support it.
I would hope so.
That's just a quick overview.
Right.
But the soil will not support what we're trying to build.
So what are you doing?
Well, we looked at cost of replacing the soil. It was very expensive.
I would think so.
Working with the locals in Centronel and the mayor and city council, and of course with our staff, Ms. Peak's been great through this process to understand it, because it's a lot of construction stuff. We chose another location as an alternative possibility. Went up there and did a lot of soils testing there. And you know, the soils were good as far as our construction needs.
Right.
But the topos were bad, the topographies.
Oh.
Meaning a lot of hills and
Oh,
valleys.
sure.
So to get into the construction design, we had to cost out what it would take to level that
it.
site
Oh
in
my
order to build.
gosh.
Well, that was pretty expensive.
Right.
So
Where are
it was
you
a
now?
very stressful couple of months.
I think I remember those.
Yes. So what we said is, well, we own 11 acres across the street from the original school.
Okay.
It was not quite large enough to plop our design, take our new design that we really have worked on. It would not physically fit on the 11 acres.
Ooh.
So we looked at the possible idea in weighing options and costs. Well, we can put the money in the dirt on the original site. We can go to the secondary site and put it in moving the earth, or we can go to the site across the street from us and put it into the purchase of some property possibly. Then we've got the property we need, acreage wise, to build the new school. So we've run these scenarios through the board, working with Ms. Peak and the locals in Centronel, and have determined that that third pick is the best.
Across the street.
Yes,
Yeah.
directly across the street. If we can purchase the corner property, we'll do so. Give us the need, we'll meet our needs as far as the acreage. We've actually tested the soil.
And it's okay.
And it's good soil.
Good.
So, you know, looking at where do you put your money? Do you
Right.
put it in blocks and bricks and mortar, or do we put it in dirt? So we prefer to put it in bricks and
Sure.
mortars. So actually at that point, that's where we're at. Today's plan is to move across the street on the north side of the campus, develop an educational side of the street, educational campus, serving all their educational needs. Across the street, we'll have their athletic facilities. So
Across the street from.
the old campus will now become the athletic facilities.
Will you tear the old building down?
We will tear down about 2/3 of the original campus.
Okay.
We'll keep the original office area,
All right.
convert that into a vocational program.
Wow.
Working with Larry Mouton and the staff, we have a huge vocational need in that part of the county. So we're going to take the old building and convert it into a vocational building so we can serve the industry in the north end of the county.
How long will all this take?
About 24 months
Okay.
of actual construction. We've been working a long time on Centronel. It's the largest project on the bond. It took a lot of our time working with the architect, engineer, and of course all of our testing labs and
Oh, sure.
agencies.
Yeah.
Testing all this. It's just been a huge effort amongst the design team to package this, to get it right. We've got a great architect. We hope, based on the purchase of the properties, we would have a bid package hopefully by August with the new
Okay.
Centronel.
Wow.
I know it's a lot of information, but Centronel
But that-
has been a challenge.
Right.
But as far as the $100 million bond program, we have so much more coming. New Chastain. It's going to be awesome. Our first
you started
K8.
that?
Yes, we have. We
Okay.
started the design.
Okay.
We have a preliminary design. We're doing the site package. Hopefully have that bid this fall. Now, that will be a K8.
Right. Which
We're
is
gonna
not now.
Yes, we're going to combine the Chastain Middle School with the Brazier Elementary.
Okay.
And the new name is, you know, Mrs. Fournier.
Yes.
Fournier Chastain Middle School, or K8, should I say?
Well, yeah. when you build this, is it going to be on the same site, or will
It's
it be
going to be on the
close?
back. Actually, what
Okay.
what we're trying to do here is give us a corner, which we own the corner all the way to the service road. We want the new school facing the Interstate 65 that's in north of the current building, east of the building. So we will actually face the interstate with the opening in the front of the school, and the back of the school, where the current building sits, will be tore down and converted into the football and parking area. So you can enter the back of the school and not have to come in off the service road.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
very
Okay, what
exciting.
else? I know there's.
Oh, we have so much going on. Barton. Let's talk Barton.
Oh, yeah.
Because the reason I say that, we have actually advertised, long time coming, the exterior renovation of Barton Academy.
We need to take another quick break, but I do want to talk about Barton and the rest, so hang tight. We will be right back. Don't go away.
I went to Murphy High School. In fact, to this day, my blood bleeds blue and gold. To this day, some of my best friends are the high school football buddies that I had. We really had a wide array of classes available to us. All of my future relates back to the foundations that were given to me by the wonderful teachers and principals that I had when I was a kid.
I saw Mr. Tillman's class. Just that quick little 5 minutes I had with him made me think that I really wanted to do small engines. I just love tinkering with them, just a gearhead. Graduating from the Career Tech Center has allowed me to better myself, make more money, be more informed about the trade that I'm going to be in. I just felt like doing a trade is just better than working in an office or something. I have to be outside working with my hand or something.
NCPSS Career Tech. Start your future today.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
And welcome back. We're so glad you stayed with us because we're talking about a lot of growth and development with the Mobile County Public School System, and we were talking about Barton Academy right before we took a break. So let's continue with that with Tommy Sheffield. And you and I are both excited about this. I love Barton. You love Barton. A lot of us wish we hadn't had to move from that building, but we did, and it just wasn't quite big enough. But it needs to get fixed.
It does. It's been a long time coming, maybe even a little overdue. But the exterior restoration is the first step to preserve the entire campus.
Oh, that will be so nice.
You know, Barton historically goes back to 1836, first educational building in the state of Alabama. It's got so much history. And it was a school in our district for so many years. I think my dad went to elementary school, so it goes way back.
And it's beautiful.
Architecturally, it is one of the most amazing buildings Mobile has to offer. So we're very excited to do this project. Nick Holmes has worked for about 6 years on this.
Wow.
No kidding. We started this design under Dr. Nichols' leadership. We actually had to have a complete exterior package ready for bid. But it was in bad timing. You know, Dr. Nichols took us through proration, which did a very good job in bringing us out the other end financially. So we put the project on hold, and then as we got into the funding on the $100 million bond program, it was almost a package-ready project that just needs to happen, for not just for the district, but for Mobile County.
Oh, I know, and the board approved
the history, yes.
Well, right now, it's an eyesore.
Well, it's an old coin that needs polished up.
It does.
So
really
what we're
does.
going to do, we're excited. We've gone back, we've got a design, it's been approved. We're actually advertising it. Started last weekend, I believe. We will have a bid by July. And we will start that process, probably about a 12-month project. But the outside, the fence, the skin on the building, we'll tool out all that plaster, fill it all back in. We'll doing some plaster work, some window replacement, some roofing. But we've got to preserve the exterior shell, the envelope of this building, in order to preserve it, to keep it watertight and through some humidity control in order to go to the next step is what are we going to do inside now. So the first step is to maintain the exterior skin, and we're just very excited.
It's going to be so good.
It will
to
be
drive by.
illuminated, and I hope about 16 months that when you go down Government Street, you're going to see a piece of history.
Oh boy.
An art piece.
And it will look so much better.
It will look awesome. It will be the new building downtown.
It will. It definitely will. Now we also have something at Lott Middle School.
Lott Middle School is under design, also part of the $100 million bond. Phillips Preparatory, another school. We just got into the design.
What's going to happen to Phillips?
A total renovation. You know, we'll go in and we started this project probably about 8 weeks ago. The initial assessments, going through some needs, you know, mechanical, air conditioning, electrical needs, assessing those needs in order to get the infrastructure. But we'll be building or adding a new band room with a total renovation of the existing buildings.
Nice.
Technology, roofs, ceilings, lights, floors. It will be interiorly and exteriorly a brand new building, just like all of the renovated projects we've turned over.
You'll never stop. You know, I think about this year, you worked on Indian Springs and Morningside and several others, and you know, it just keeps going. And you're also doing multi-purpose rooms.
Yes, we're doing about 4 or 5 multi-purposes throughout the county. George Hall.
A lot of schools don't have them, and there's no place to go.
They don't. The older schools throughout Mobile County, you know, back in the 40s and 50s, you know, the funding was the same thing. You just didn't have the funding to build indoor gyms.
Right.
Kids went out. That was back in our time. We had, quote, recess, remember? You'd go outside. Today's generation is a little different. We accommodate them with a indoor full basketball court, gym, stage. It actually brings a focal point to the community. So it's got a lot of programs come out of these buildings. So we're excited. We've built about 15 in the last 10 or so years, and I think we're going to build 4 on this program. Very excited about that. That would be George Hall, Burroughs, Orchard, and a few others.
When are you going to start on those, or have you?
Those all will bid this fall too.
Okay.
This fall, starting in about August through, I'm just going to say through the next winter, February, March, we will bid approximately $100 million in new construction.
Wow.
Very, very, very busy next 24 months for the facilities and the county. And you know what the beauty of all this is? It's $100 million that's being spent 100% local.
Oh, good.
All the contractors, all the subcontractors,
that's good to hear.
all the materials providers is putting money that we have got off tax bases, generated capital funds in the bond program, and we're putting it right back in our county.
And everything's going to look great.
It is.
So
it's huge.
exciting.
It's huge.
And you know what? Kids love to go into a new school. Teachers, a former teacher, my first school was probably built in the, who knows, 1800s. I don't know. But I remember going into a new building and thinking, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at all the things we have available, the labs, the computer labs, the science labs. How?
It is awesome. You know, technology has come so far since our days. Just systems themselves, you know, the schools are very safe. All new schools have a safe space in them.
Right.
Designed for tornadoes.
Which we never used to have to worry about.
That's right. Tornadoes never really been on our radar
here.
But let me give you some advice. As you know, we went through the Christmas Day tornado, which was new for us. It's huge. Very devastating.
We're going to have to go. We're out of time. Will you come back?
Love to.
All right. And thank you for joining us.